Wait, this level is a Laurie and Hardy reference? I'm sorry, I haven't seen that in quite a long time. Like, that's on the same level as Three Stooges and Marx Brothers. I don't have a frame of reference anymore, guys. I have to go back and find the film reels for that stuff. Yep. By the way, Charlie Chaplin had his mustache first. He was pissed. Alright, and as you might guess, this level is messy. Very messy. It takes place outdoors somewhere, also with the two moons. I don't think it's a simulation, though. We just like to use this background in places that exist on places that are also simulated within our minds. Back there, it looks like there's an Aurora Borealis. By the way, there was an Aurora Borealis recently. I'm not high up enough on the globe to have seen it. And by height, I just mean close to the North Pole. I'm not that close to the North Pole, guys. It's not what you think. I'm just not a polar person. I'm also not from Poland, before you ask. The sinister musics of the minds of a madman, forced to contend with a variety of monstrosities. There is no cyber doom in that last one. This level makes up for it by giving you one. Towards the end. And better yet, he's gonna warp in. You're not gonna encounter him. You're not gonna find him. He's gonna go find you. He will find you and track you down like... Does the Cyber Demon give everyone Terminator vibes? The way he's portrayed in Doom games? Because I kind of feel it's like that, except he's a giant Terminator. Kind of similar-esque, in a sort of esque way. We're gonna have to do a bit of parkour in this level, too. Oddly enough. And you're gonna have to do it. Unless you want to not succeed, and I know you want to succeed, before you exceed my expectations. Exactly as I extremely told you. Exasperating, extremely excessive, extreme... Extraordinary! Okay. There's a way to get that stuff, including the invulnerability sphere. Or wait, no. That's not where the invulnerability sphere is. There is an invulnerability sphere, and I'm going to actually need it to do something you may not have seen me do before, but now I know how to actually do it. And it's especially easy if you're invulnerable, so, yeah. I'll tell you all about it when we get to there, but needless to say, that alcove is a secret. Our mission is... I'm going to want to get in there one of these days. Oh yeah, the honeymooners. Pow! Right in the kisser. Straight to the moon, Alice! What's wrong with me? Oh, look, another target wall. What the fuck is this room? This is like a room you see when you're in the Matrix, and you're like, where am I going? Don't know. This level does really look like something out of my dreams. This part in particular, though. Yeah. You're like opening what you thought were non-existing walls, but here they are. Kind of good that we made it work that way. And yet this is where we put the visor, which is only helpful for so long in a particular area, but yeah, you're going to need that. You're going to want to have that visor. You can do the level without the visor, but I think you want the visor. Take the visor, guy. Oh, you thought you killed them! Guess what? They're back. They're not back. They're clones. Send in the clones. Okay, I did it. I sent the clones. When did you get here? Like, I understand you guys warping down that way, but why did one of the pinkies warp onto the ledge? Was that intended? Oh no, not more of this nonsense. Fuck, I think 3 of them came out at once. That's the worst case scenario for death-dealing a painkiller. I mean, I'm a pain elemental killer. No, just not the painkiller. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Game Wolf will eventually play Painkiller. I've already tried it out, and it's really fucking fun. It's like... It's a good 2000s shooter. On par with, like... Basically, yeah, good stuff. No, trust me, Painkiller's a good game. A friend of mine got me the whole... Like... All the Painkillers for on the cheap. And I had thought about it in the back of my mind, without actually knowing a whole lot about it, until last year, and now I know plenty. The one thing you gotta look out for is when I'm doing painkillers. Actually, the same reason I'm gonna have to think about how I play Dread Templar is like sort of RPG-ish mechanics in there, which is why I have not decided to do a playthrough of Project Warlock yet either, because that's gonna be relatively important for me to, you know, maximize my experience in item gathering. So, yeah. Oh, Doom guy. By the way, I really love Dread Templar, guys. It's a really good game. Please pick it up for me. I have it. I own it. I didn't get a chance to try it until I got this new computer, and now that I've tried it, it's fucking amazing. Like, I like it even more than a Medieval and Dusk. That's saying a lot. I like it more than Iron Fury, which is definitely saying a lot. I really do plan on making Iron Fury work one day. I'm gonna have to delay playing in Medieval and Iron Fury since I know they're gonna have DLC. I'm gonna have to decide how I want that to work out. Especially with Iron Fury's like sort of Master Quest mode where it's the same levels but there's a different arrangement. Yeah, it's basically an arrangement mode that they're gonna add to Iron Fury. But that's before they decide to add in the Aftershock DLC, whatever that is. And then they have like a Phantom Fury thing, which is, you know, the same character, the same setting, but instead the engine is more like a 2000 shooter. So I guess like within the same realm as, say, Unreal, Painkiller, and Serious Sam. So that might be fun. Tell me more about all those things that you put inside my gun of righteousness. By the way, even if something isn't really a boomer shooter the way you think about it, like that one bolt gun game, I mean, it still fits what I like doing, so you don't have to worry about strictly hard definitions, which is why I allowed Dread Templar, so. Or Hexen, for that matter. Like, Hexen doesn't strictly play like a classic boomer shooter, does it? I don't know if anyone's tired of me calling them boomer shooters yet, and I haven't heard any complaints, because I decided to use it as an affectionate nickname for what I like doing. Because it rolls on the tongue pretty good, rather than saying retro FPS. Because it's the style of retro FPS, which is, well, Doom, essentially. And there's nothing wrong with Doom. Everyone loves Doom. If you don't love Doom, you probably just don't like first-person shooters, and I'm not gonna make you like first-person shooters if you don't, but if you do like first-person shooters, you have to play Doom at least once. And if you're not even sure, if you've never even played first-person shooters, your first-person shooter should just be Doom. Like, don't start with Catacomb or Wolfenstein 3D. Just go right to Doom. It's kind of like with platformers. Go right to Super Mario Brothers. Don't play any platformers that existed before that. It's not going to be as fun. Or actually, more specifically, go play Super Mario 3. That's a much better introduction to playing Mario, in my opinion. You could say Super Mario World 2, but Super Mario 3... I think a lot of people agree with me in saying that Super Mario 3's level design is better than Mario World, even though Mario World has a lot of good features, and I'm not going to diss Mario World just because I like Mario 3 more. No. Plus, how many things you're finding more about Mario 3 than Mario World? A lot of things that we put together with all the skulls inside the wood. All this wood paneling. Sure looks like I live in a house made in the 70s. Oh yes. I am sick to death of pain elementals being so up in my face that I have no choice but to get hit by skull fire things. Hey, how'd you figure out the layout of this level anyway? I keep telling you, man, muscle memory. As long as I practice the level beforehand, it's muscle memory. That's how I know. If I was to play Doom levels blind, you'd be witnessing a vastly different experience, where I try to guess what the fuck's going on. Which is not bad. Sometimes you want to see my thought process and how to figure it out. When I feel like much of me playing video games is a lot more reading than you might think. I read a lot into this stuff. I read manuals. I read wikis. I read reviews sometimes. And I read people's opinions of things. Which aren't necessarily reviews, just people talking about it. making sure it works. All that crap. That's another Baron. Where is he going? To the Baron School. School of Barons. Also known as Sons of Bitches. Oh boy, back and forth. This reminds me of that little playground in school where it's like all wood. And I tried to go find the speaker so I could talk to the other speaker on the other side. But then I found out there was like a secret third speaker. And I would just go find it. And then I realized that's when I was born to play Doom. Really? Whatever that wooden playpen was, it might still be there. You might be able to find it. Oh, we got bits of, this is bits of episode 3, isn't it? This part right here, this, like, lighter granite color. Yeah. It's a little episode 3 in here today. Little of the episode 3 style that I like. Is there a Doom 2 texture that's unique to Doom 2 over Doom 1? Because I don't feel like that's happened. I could be wrong. Doesn't apply to mods because people put in their own custom textures, and that's good. Oh, Impy meets the Impy and the skeletons in the cave from the town of bullshit. Like I said, the town of bullshit. Town of bullshit. No, why must you defeat me? Immortalist combat. Oh. Man, tomorrow's gonna suck for me. I mean, actually, no. I'm doing a lot better about just being generally pissed off, so... Yep. Now I just need a good game for fitness. And a good game for... I don't know. Basically games for when I'm otherwise preoccupied. Because having a sleep game is fucking genius. I realize I shouldn't have a game that's based around exercise, but trying to figure out a game while exercising is good. I figured out what's good game for playing while you're exercising is any turn-based game. Works out pretty well. Because in between turns you can do some reps, and you're like, okay. Or if we're doing cardio, I guess watch an idle game, but nah, you could just watch some shows or something. You know, it'd be really cool. Okay, hear me out. So you get like a treadmill, right? Like, think hamster wheel technology, where you power something by just walking/running. And that's what powers, like, the show you're streaming to move forward. I think that'd be a really good idea to try out. Yeah, it detects your movement, and that determines whether it's playing the show for you or not. I don't know if someone invented this already, but can we do that? Speaking of inventions, I had another idea, which I may have seen happen in Europe, which is to have rail cars. This, I think, would solve the, like, remote car problem, which is to say, if you give them actual tracks to use, instead of having them guess the roads on the map, it would work out. Like, have it based on the rails, rather than the Solid 4 map itself. Right? It could also manage traffic that way, too, based on what rails you use. I'm sure. Not that you'd have rails everywhere, like, the back roads wouldn't have rails. You'd have to find some way to account for that. Actually, no, wait, I do have a way to account for that. You need, like, drop-off points, though. You need drop-off points or an ability to make it off-rail by installing the tires back in. It's like, you get off here, okay, free drive mode activate. I take away control from autopilot. I'm going manual. Emmanuel Sanchez. That might be someone's name. Sorry for calling you out, but I just conglomerated it within my brain omerate. Did I really have to get hit that hard? I don't think so. You don't have to hit me that hard, do you? No, you don't. Skeletons on the horizon. Skeleton warrior on the horizon. Hello. Come with me and see the place that you want to be. You want to be those imps on the blood lava. You want to be with them. You want to be their friends. You want to encounter them with all the known encounter rates in the known encounter universe. You know this because you... what? Yes. Hit the imp. Slaughter the imp. Let the thing spawn in. Hot man, I think I'm more amused about where it decides where to teleport these guys. And this guy goes over here, and that guy goes over there, and screw all y'all. And I prefer the teleporting sound than the way Duke Nukem 3D does it, which is to just not make a sound at all and just show up. It freaks me out, man. There's a brain in my wood. That's why they call it the second head. Oh, I get to show you the thing now. Have you heard of the arch-vile jump? It's when an arch-vile hits you, and then it causes your character to jump. Yes, really. You thought there was no jumping allowed in Doom. Well, guess what? We worked around that. And it's going to be a lot easier to do if you have Invulnerability Sphere. So, that's what I'm going to use it for. Here we go. We're going to get into that one alcove I could not get into earlier. He's going to have to come around to me. There we go. Now it should work. Oh, it almost worked. There was something in the way. There we go. Yeah. I could have done something like that in TT Evolution, if you remember that one level, the huge fucking crate maze, and there was a box with a Megasphere on it. If I had known I could do that at the time, I would have, but I don't know if there was invulnerability at that level, so I might have not taken the chance. But now that I know I can take... I just realized something. The skybox doesn't change just because I'm invulnerable. Why didn't I realize this sooner? That's freaking interesting. Huh. I don't know what to make of this information. I have to write it down for future generations. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I warn you. I warned you there was a cyber demon. I warned you. Let's tango, you cocksucker. Let me save when I get up to him instead of trying to walk thousands of miles. Oh. There we go. I had to get his attention. Hey, buddy. If you want to be my lover, you have to get with my demon friends. The Demon Spice. Demon Spice. Yeah, it's like Old Spice, but it, like, smells like fucking hot salsa. Demon Spice. Now in North Carolina Reaper flavor. Wow. Demon Spice. Wasabi edition. Ghost pepper. Wait, how is the... How do you get the flavor of spices without it being spicy? Did you know there's a metric for how spicy something is? It's pretty good. Okay, I think I've killed everything I need to kill, so let's stock up and leave. Actually, I'm pretty stocked enough already. I would like more rockets and plasma cells, though. Mostly the plasma cells. They've been very useful in this mod. So useful as they were as to explode my brain in a vow of silence, non sequitur, non saboteur of vocab. I get to hear the floor become the ceiling and the ceiling become the floor. I just about damn. I've just about Mick fucking had it. Why are we all worried about the Grimace? What about Ronald McDonald? Did you kill him, Grimace? Is that what you did? Why do I care this much about Fast Food Lord? I don't. I guess I do care about them having the KFC, fucking visual novel, though. Yeah. I was on the level of the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like, hey, we made this visual novel. It's an April Fool's. It's like, okay. By the way, it's free. And I was like, okay. Yeah, imagine advertising by making a free visual novel game. I can imagine. Well, now that the fine mess is over, maybe we can go to the cleanup planet. Just guys spraying some soap, swiffing it up on the floor, on the walls, cleaning the ceiling, making it all show up, making it all mine to define. Born to define, you might say, another fine to confine. This is fine. The building is burning, and the burned builds